Hey, buddy.
Hey.
Are we homesick today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
How's your voice?
good.
Good?
Where's Mommy didn't talk on the microphone.
Yeah, you want to talk on the microphone?
Yeah.
Okay. Look at the camera right there and wave hello. Can you say hi?
Hi.
And say, welcome to the I Am Podcast.
Welcome to the podcast.
Close enough. Go. Hey, and welcome to the I Am Podcast, where we answer all the questions about spirituality and inner peace you ever wanted to ask, and where you know the rest. Okay, so today is obviously going to be a shorter episode than normal because we have a sick 3-year-old at home, and he deserves all the love that I can give him. So I am going to discuss on our topic of getting back to the basics of utilizing the Body, Mind, Spirit 101 and the equation of emotion and the fundamental workings of our mind. We're going to hit one of the basics today in regards to our attachment map. Now, I promise to replace this graphic moving forward, but basically this is a representation, this attachment map, of what you perceive as yourself in your mind. And if you remember, back in the Body, Mind, Spirit 101, we talked about how these attachments, the things that you see as you, your me, how that feeds into the equation of emotion, in particular, providing the expectation and or preference regarding any emotion that you have in the equation of emotion. And so your attachment to something creates an expectation or preference about that something, that attachment. And then it's compared to reality as perceived, your perceptions of the world as they come in and act on those attachments, and then basically comparing your perception to your expectation and a preference will create a positive or negative emotion. We have, of course, a number of rules that will then dictate whether it's fear, anger, sadness, worry, regret, etc., those groups of emotions that have variations. Okay, but getting back to the attachment map. This, regarding your perception of self, your sense of self, your ego, your me, well, that's made up of a number of attachments in your mind. And they are all the things that you think of when you think of your existence or your world. It is the people around you. It is your name, the ideas that you have about politics and religion and, your job, your life story, anything that you think of that defines you in your mind, including your relationships and your thoughts and your likes and dislikes, etc. All that stuff are attachments, and they go on this attachment map that represents you. Now, this thing is important to understand. And why is that? This representation, this map, the way it works in your mind, makes every decision you will ever make in your entire life for you. Almost every sentence that comes out of your mouth from here through when you keel over will be determined by what is on this map. This attachment map creates every bit of thought and every bit of emotion that you will ever have. And so taking control of this attachment map will take control of your emotional well-being, your thoughts, and allow you to remove your pain and suffering and the things that are bothering you in life. When you go out to buy a car, what car you decide to buy is dependent on this attachment map. If you're more attached to acceleration and good performance, then you're going to buy a Corvette. If you're more attached to sensible utility and family use and gas mileage, then you're going to buy the minivan or the hybrid. And so whatever you're attached to on your attachment map dictates your entire life. When you have a negative emotional reaction to a breakup, a divorce, or a relationship ending, or whatever it is, the attachment to that person on the other side of the relationship, even if things aren't going really well, you have an attachment to that person. When you start losing those attachments, that's what causes the sadness. That's what causes the frustration. When that person starts attacking you, that's what starts causing the anger, because of the attachments that you have associated with that person. And so, to be able to take control of your life, and to be able to take control of your emotional well-being, and to be able to take control of your psychological future, if you learn to take control of your attachments and minimize the attachments to the things that don't matter, and manage the attachments to the things that do matter, you will live a much happier life. Now, how else can we use this attachment map? Well, let's say that we're procrastinating about something. Let's say that we're wanting to get a project done, or wanting to do something, or wanting to lose weight, or wanting to whatever it is, and something's stopping us. Okay, well, just like the car that wins out based on your attachments, whether it was a Corvette or a minivan or whatever else you selected, the attachments that make the most difference to you are the ones that are going to win out. So if you have a slight attachment out here to the thought of wanting to lose weight, yet you have a bigger attachment to the food that you're eating and the lifestyle that you're having while you're not exercising, and you're a little bit lazy and stuff like that, then your weight loss goals are going to lose out. If you have some kind of buried emotional issue inside here somewhere that wants to put that padding around you on your body so as to protect you from the world, then that weight loss goal is going to lose out in comparison to one of those attachments that are closer to your sense of self, be it conscious or unconscious. Now, the trick to being able to make change in your life and make change that sticks is to attach whatever goal it is that you have to something that is very important to you, very close to your center of your attachment map, the things that you are caring for the most. Now, using our weight loss example, when somebody's overweight or obese goes in to the doctor and they have lap band surgery, or the doctor tells them to start putting their affairs in order because they're going to die, people typically then are able to lose weight. Why? Because if they have the surgery and get their stomach stapled or whatever, if they overeat, they will literally die. And a lot of people, when they go in and the doctor says, start getting your affairs in order, you've only got a few months to live because of your weight, then people start to get serious. Now, why does that occur? Well, that occurs exactly why what we were talking about a second ago. We were talking about that weight loss thing that's been out here on the fringe is now attached to something in the dead center of their attachment map, their very life, their very body. When something out here that you want to do, should do, know that you need to do, is left alone, it's going to lose. But when you start attaching that thing to something that's very important to you, such as the little boy that opened our podcast. I like to stay healthy because I want to be around for that little boy. I want to be able to run and play ball with him when he gets a little older and when I'm in my late 40s. You know, that type of motivation really drives home me being able to eat the kale shakes and skip the ice cream and, you know, that type of thing to have a healthier body and prolong my life. If it was out here all alone, I wouldn't have a chance. But because I've attached it to something super important to me, that little boy, it becomes easier. So if you have something in your life that you've been procrastinating on, or that you know that you should do, or that you want to do, or a project, whatever it is that you've been putting off, or you have some kind of a fear of failure that allows you to not even get started on projects from a business perspective, or from a breaking away and making some money on the internet perspective, or whatever it is, find your single driving motivator. Find something on your attachment map that allows you to attach that goal to that more important attachment, and you will not fail, because what is going to get in front of it? Nothing. Whatever it is that's been hindering you before, if you attach your outer attachments into something that is more important to you on the inside of your attachment map, closer to center, you will not fail. Nothing will be able to get in your way, because basically that's how the brain works. When you have two different attachments of different weight and they go up against each other head to head, the one that's closer to the center is going to win 100% of the time. If you have a cell phone and all of your valuables on a chair next to the pool, and you have a toddler on the other side, and a big gust of wind comes and blows both, and one of the two are going into the pool, your cell phone, all your electronics, all your money, all the whatever, something that can't be replaced, or your toddler who can't swim and will sink to the bottom because he's wearing a lot of clothes, and maybe there's ice on the pool or whatever, you're not getting in there, you're going to grab the toddler instinctively. Why? Because the toddler is closer to your center of your attachment map than any of the shit that you own. So if you use that unconscious process against itself, if you attach the things that you want to do or need to do or should do into things that are very important to you, and you really do it, and you don't let those things slip, you cannot fail. Simple as that. Because your brain won't let you if you make those attachments stick. I hope things are well with you guys. I'm going to go check on a little 3-year-old. I love you for being here. I really appreciate your time. If you guys want to support the podcast, you can go to our website and check out the various things that we have to offer. We have free audiobooks from Audible, etc. But I am going to be out next week, so I will see you in 2 weeks. We're going to be in Florida taking a break. Love you guys. Peace.